Penguin Random House Audio presents Beyond, How Humankind Thinks About Heaven by Catherine Wolff. Read for you by Maggie-Meg Reed. Note to listener, this program includes a downloadable PDF that contains recommendations for further reading, books the author returned to again and again in her extensive research. Dedication. For my family, the great cloud of witnesses. In paradox and story, parable and laughter, find I the glory here in hereafter. Madeleine L'Engle, The Glory. Introduction. At the horizon of the known. In every man's life, there are moments when there is a lifting of the veil at the horizon of the known, opening a sight of the eternal. We do not leave the shore of the known in search of adventure or suspense, or because of the failure of reason to answer our questions. We sail because our mind is like a fantastic seashell, and when applying our ear to its lips, we hear a perpetual murmur from the waves beyond the shore. Abraham Joshua Heschel. My father lay dying after 95 full years. Family members kept vigil during those last days as he slipped in and out of consciousness. Dad spoke only twice. First he said, "Well, I've stopped trying to figure it all out." Then a day or two later, he came round again and said, "But the thing is, I don't know where to go from here." My sister, keeping watch, replied, "Straight ahead, Dad, straight ahead." Straight ahead, yes, but where exactly? As years have passed and friends and relatives have gone straight ahead, I find myself wondering where they might have gone. I have always believed that our path through life does not end at death. And like all of us, I want to see friends and close family again. I especially want to drink a bottle of good red wine with my brother Bill and see if we've figured anything out yet. I have both apologies and thanks for my parents, and would dearly love to meet Mary Magdalene, and Rumi, and William James, and, dare I say, God. But who am I to undertake a quest for life beyond this one, given the heroes and visionaries who have traveled there throughout the centuries, Gilgamesh, Enoch, Julian of Norwich, Dante, Black Elk, the Buddha? I am neither heroine nor scholar, prophet, mystic, or priest. I am simply a woman with enough curiosity and faith, family, and friends to sustain me in this effort. All visions of life beyond are reflections of the ideas and practice of a given culture and a given time, but thanks to my moment in history, I can explore both historical and contemporary belief. This book is not a comprehensive history of how humans have sought life beyond. Such a thing would be impossible. Rather, it is a record of my own search for knowledge and hope for continued life. I have drawn from many fields, theology and history, anthropology and psychology, to understand the beliefs of individuals, communities, and faiths. I have learned a great deal from scholars, but their theories and explanations are framed by the limits of their fields and by their own interest or personal engagement. Thus, I came to rely on believers for my sense of how we think about life beyond life. There were as many views as there were believers. Some might see this lack of uniformity as an indication that faith traditions are losing their appeal and their authority. But I suspect that if I had been working in the 3rd or the 15th century, I would have found a similar range of speculation and belief. And the very fact that I could find so many people willing to share their visions with me in what is a fast-paced, intellectually sophisticated, highly secular environment is testimony to the continuing relevance and vitality of our quest for life beyond our earthly existence. Part 1. In the Beginning. Chapter 1. Seek, and ye shall find. I learn by going where I have to go. Theodore Roethke. When I started imagining life beyond, I called it heaven. Most of the people I knew growing up did. My earliest visions were those of a little kid enduring frigid San Francisco summers. Heaven would be a bright, sunshiny, blue-sky place where each person had her own cloud with a swimming pool in it. God did not figure much, nor did my noisy family. I would be alone in the sunshine and the pool, forever. In the ensuing years, I came to see heaven as a state of bliss in union with God and the blessed departed, a state I would earn through a life lived by the conventional moral code. I figured that was as far as one might legitimately speculate. I had no idea the extent to which my ideas of heaven were a product of my time and my Christian tradition, as heaven turned out to be only one of the many ways we humans have envisioned life beyond. To make sense of it all, I had to make my way through a thicket of competing, even contradictory information, argument, belief, and expression. And at every turn, I was faced with the flawed and whimsical nature of my efforts, the folly of describing something beyond time and space in terms limited by those realities. But that's what we have to work with. Life beyond may exist in time or in eternity. It may be where we come from, as Plato believed, or where we may go in mystical experience, our destination when we die, or even later. There may be a progression of stages through which we mature spiritually, so that we might escape the cycle of rebirth, as in Eastern religions, or we may have just one shot at redemption. We may reach life beyond as soon as we die, or have to wait until the end of the cosmos. Life beyond is generally characterized as good, although with the need for social order and the development of moral codes, it came to have darker regions as well. We may require salvation for our sins, or we may be predestined in some way. There may be a Messiah, as in the Jewish and Christian traditions, or we may have to save ourselves. In a rare instance of agreement, most people hold that the way we live our lives on earth affects our prospects for life beyond, through good deeds and compassion for others. Some believe that we will be fully aware, even that our consciousness is the very bridge to another reality. Others suggest that our individual identities may not carry over, and that we will lose ourselves in the divine. We may be alone, or with others, or one with the universe. Life beyond may be a place or state of universal gratification, or we may simply get what we want, which may include final death, complete cessation. Finally, there is the question of a god or gods whom we may or may not encounter in this life or in the next. The divinity may be a loving person, or an all-encompassing mind, or the ultimate mathematical harmony. The wonder of it all is that despite not knowing where we are going or what it might be like,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?